Conversation with myself like this better work. That's why I get peace of myself almost every verse. I spent my whole life grinding, I ain't asked for help. I used to starve as a kid, I had to feed myself. Remember all the hard times we kept trying. And we rise and we fall. The times we had to walk, now we stay flying. Now we grind till we ball.
Rule number one, with a hustle, work a scale. Rule number two, baby, do you got a Zelle? Rule number three, I can get it in the mail. I just bought a phone and I'm moving like a snail. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, I got too many racks coming in. Yeah, I got the junkies and they bumming in. Yeah, shout out Slime, that's my 2020. Yeah. Took so many L's, now it's Louis Vuitton. When I win, yeah, Sachi on my bitch, Cartier on my wrist. Looking at these niggas' faces, yeah, they pissed. I just got scratched off the lot in a fist. And she like, damn, that's my nigga. She gon' eat this dick like a motherfucking snicker. And I be her back, and she getting so thicker. Yeah, I feel like that nigga. Nah, it's not a feel, I know I'm that nigga, yeah. Try me, pull that trigger, yeah. Make the trigger sing like Trey songs.
Yeah.
And it ain't even take long to make this song. And I got your BM in the fucking thong.
True.
And I'ma give her this pipe all night long. She gon' be singing my song. You don't even like it when she sings my song. But I don't go right, cause I do so wrong. Well, yeah, but I'ma get it right in the end. Gave her the debit card and I gave her my pen. Drop the slip and I work the whip. And when I pull up, it's a new whip. No, this a new whip, not a rental. And I be all up in her dental. And I be in her mouth like a mental.
That boy jamming to it. I told you it was another one, and I was battling between. I'm gonna get the show started though. For sure. Welcome to another episode of Artist to Artist at the AB Club. It's your boy Westside, and I got a special guest with me today.
Nitrose, Nitrose, man.
Let's get it. So I want to thank you so much for coming on this show. So I always start off with the first question is, where does music start for you? Like, who would you give credit to putting music in your life?
I want to give credit to my pops. I think out of anybody, he instilled a deep love for music. I remember when I was young, used to have CDs. He used to have the Honda, pop the CDs, and the Honda Outkast, Stankonia, Quemini, Jimi Hendrix. Used to burn CDs and used to have a specific playlist, and that transformed into iTunes with the iPod and, you know, different things like that. So definitely he gave me my head start into that world, and then just understanding everything, you know, from the lyrics and the swag of it all. You know, Pop's got a lot of swag, so then, you know, I took it from there.
Okay, shout out to Pops.
Shout out to Pops.
I always like to say that, like, our first introduction to music usually come through our parents, some form of fashion, whether it's riding around in the car, you know, they trying to put you on to something, you know, whether it's the old school or whatever. So
yeah, for sure.
So like, tell me, as far as like with making music, where did that journey start at?
Okay, so first it was piano, but then I was forced to do that, so I didn't really have a interest. But then I found a guitar in the closet. It used to be my dad's. So then picked it up, started doing little scale practices and whatnot. And then eventually I got a teacher. He was, you know, world renowned, doing he used to really play guitar for our church. But, he was in a band also, and they used to do world tours. He was great. Shout out Romare Freeman.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, Voltage Brothers. But yeah, that was my first guitar teacher. And then from there, I went into the artist side. And then when I was rapping, you know, it was all over beats that somebody else did already, you know, remixes. So then I was like, you know what, I want to get some original things. So I started learning how to make beats, and then that transformed into me producing for everybody damn near around me, cities away, states away. You know, I just been networking. So that, and then eventually I came back to the artist part of it. So
Okay. Is there one you prefer in specific, whether it's making the songs or producing it?
that's hard. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. As far as like people like they love the beats,
Yeah.
but then, you know, there's people who know me for the beats, and then they hear the songs, they're like, damn,
Yeah.
you should do this, you know.
Mm.
But I just like creating. I can't really put a lane to it. I'm just an artist throughout whatever. It don't matter if it's behind a laptop or behind a booth. But lately for me, I like coming out with like the full ideas, because a lot of the music that I've been hearing, it's like, you know, it's cool or whatever, but it's not necessarily something that like I want to put a different swag on it, because I'm hearing a lot of different, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say a lot of different, but I'm hearing a lot of the same things. So I know like people could switch it up. Like
Yeah.
you could dare to be different. Like, so
Let me ask you. So what? Because I know you're in this field all day, every day, right?
yeah,
So
all day, every day. Yeah.
what would you say is the reason you think why things are starting to become more like repetitive or, you know, similar sounding, if you would say?
It's a number of things, honestly. When people used to do music, it wasn't so accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you know, with anything else, you know, technology improved and things, you know, it costs different and people got different access now. So it became saturated in a sense. On top of that, I think a lot of people, they're not really original. They like to follow a trend,
Yeah.
and that includes like using the same things, like, you know, vocabulary, same beats. It's hard for me to, because I listen to a lot of music every day. It's hard for me to decipher who's who if everybody's sounding the same, whether it's from the production or the lyrics. So honestly, it's too many people doing it,
Yeah.
and it has to have some type of, like, you know, separation. It's like, all right, you gonna do it or you gonna play around with it. I'm not a play around type of cat. Never have been.
Yeah.
From day one. So that's just me.
Okay. I feel like also usually when I see sounds getting repetitive, I look at it like technique, like how are you making music? Because a lot of people are just freestyling.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first artist that I started to notice it with, and shout out to him still, was Rick Ross. Like it was around that time, Blowing Money Fast, when he was doing that record, and
Yeah, BMF.
you know, yeah, BMF, and it was like when he did Lex Luger beats, and I know Ross, he right, but it was just, I was noticing like when he would rap on those beats, he would be in a certain pocket, and then sometimes you might hear the song, you'd be like, it gives me that same feel as this song. You get what I'm saying? So I started thinking like, okay, well, if an artist isn't writing and they're hearing the same similar sounds, because they, you know, a lot of times they say, oh, this song blew up and I like this beat, so give me something that sounds like this beat.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
No, yeah. That happens a lot, you know, because once again, like, I'm a producer. So, and then on top of that, like, I'm industry cut. So they'll come to me sometimes because a wave got hot and they say, hey, I want you to make sexy drill. I want you to make raw wave type beats. I want you to make, and it's like, okay, I know what's hot now. I know what. So it's not necessarily once again, it goes back to the originality. They're not necessarily looking for their own identity in this shit. They're looking for whatever sells records or whatever the case may be, which I get it, but, you know, I look at it differently, you know.
Okay. So how would you say it affects like your producing process then? Because like I'm pretty sure you do make beats based off of how you feel, but do you ever find yourself being in that mode like, all right, I'm getting a lot of requests from like people that want, let's say like a drill sound, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
do you sit there and say, all right, I'm literally gonna make some drill beats right now, or is it just whatever you feel at the moment you still?
Yeah, shoot. They drop a bag, I'm gonna make whatever. You feel me? Hibachi Benihana, but
Yeah.
like I can't force a vibe. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it has to organically,
Yeah.
come about. I can't sit here and
Yeah.
do that. And
Mhm.
even if it sounds good, I could do damn near anything behind a laptop. That's what I went to school for. I could hear a note, play it. I could break down every single instrument and a beat.
Mhm.
But if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. And it's going to feel like it's taking too much out of like my soul and my creativity and what I want to do.
Mhm.
I'm not going to fuck with it. It don't matter what's going on. I got to truly
Feel
like,
it.
yeah. You know what I mean? I'm an artist first.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's real. So I want to go back to when you saying you started making beats and that it traveled and you started doing beats for people in different cities. So back then when you started, like what was exactly the process as far as networking? Because like now everybody's social media, Instagram, YouTube, and sending a link, I'm a producer. Here's my beat share. Like what was the process that you took when you first started to kind of get some of your first placements?
Well, first it started with, home field, high school,
Mm-hmm.
networking with rappers. It started there. Granted, I wasn't always the best. Everybody, they know where I started from. If you know, you know. But, I stuck to my guns and then graduated, got into, bigger studios, networking around other producers and seeing what they had going on. I'm at college now. All right, cool. Networking with artists in college. And this one platform, cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
This is what put me on Twitter. Twitter put me
Shout
on.
out to Twitter.
So I had a couple A&Rs reach out to me, via Twitter. I started working with them, and that's how I got, working heavily with 808 Mafia. One of their A&Rs reached out, and I started, working with him and his producers, and slowly started, getting in tight with the group or whatever. So yeah, Twitter. Instagram wasn't really popping back then, and then I came in the era where the YouTube thing wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
You wasn't like a how to make it wasn't none of that. Like I had to learn.
Mm.
So I put everything on Twitter for real as far as like the networking. It changed a lot now, but at first all you had really was Twitter and people around you. So
Okay. So I want to ask a question. So I've always heard of 808's Mafia, but I never knew exactly. Well, is it a conglomerate of producers? Is that how it works?
it's a production label. It's really like, so Waka Flocka, like
Yeah.
that's their production company. So it's Southside. He's one of the founders. So, but it's really, they're known as being a production company, but they have artists in there too, amongst other folks, and they, produce for everybody in the game. So, yeah, it's a lot of people in there. It's a lot of people in there.
Okay. And what would you say like one of the biggest things like you say you took from that experience with working with 808s?
Bro, they gave me so much game, I can't even lie. Really, I say the biggest thing I could take away is just, lately it's been the business. It's two things actually. It's been the business side of things because I've been working with their A&Rs lately on like setting up production deals, and then second is the vibe. When you're in the studio, how to capture the moment, how to use energy correctly, how to understand somebody's strengths and what their weaknesses are, and
Mm.
know how to bring the best out of an artist so you could get what you need done as far as, get a good record, whatever is, needed. So just seeing the magic happen,
Mm.
honestly. And as far as with the beats, ain't nobody fucking with they beat, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Shout out to them. 808 Mafia. 808 Mafia. I grew up on the Walker era, so like I remember hearing Oles do it for the first time,
I
seeing the
go
video.
hard and paint. Hey.
And hearing that tag, and it was just like, it was a plethora of producers coming out around that time, your Lex Lucas and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who was some producers that you looked up to when you was coming up, like that you may have admired from afar?
Southside, TM88.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. Yeah.
Metro Boomin, Pharrell, Timbaland, Zaytoven.
But that's a good lineup right there.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's a lot of dope ones out there though.
Yeah, nah, honestly, like
No ID, Kanye West. Let's throw that out there too.
Yeah.
Kanye, one of my favorites. For
Kanye,
sure.
the production is like when I seen him
Crazy.
cut up a beat and like cut up a sample, I should say, and he does it, and it's like at sometimes it kind of look like it's all over the place, and you're like, what is he doing? And he just
it's a method to the madness,
Yeah.
man. Like I hold myself to a high standard. I'm like, all right, cool. If I can't play my track next to theirs, I'm not where I need to be. I mean, granted, I got a lot of underground sounding things, but the end goal when I do pop out with like some album worthy things, it's like I'll be able to
some next level.
Yeah, everything.
Okay. So who are some people that you worked with as far as artists? Like, what are some placements that you got?
Okay, so released,
Mm-hmm.
the latest Prince Swanee. If you know who Byron Messia is, he's in the same camp. ZTG, G-Eazy. Who else? I just got something with Rodsta out in Atlanta. Who else? I produced for 808 Mafia as well. A couple of their artists. Soulja Boy.
Oh, you don't work with Soulja?
Yeah, I work with a lot of people. Sometimes it's like it'd be hard. And I have like 300, 400 like records out right now, so it's like it's hard to like see. Okay, what's the top one? Is that released yet? But yeah, like for right now, like that's the released.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot more in the cut, like a lot more. But I'm glad about the Prince Swanee one because a lot of people who produce, they might get stuck in the trap genre, and they can't cross over. I was able to cross over and go to number 3 on the reggae charts. So
that's fire.
Yeah, I might stick there though. I like that reggae dance hall vibe. I like that.
That's fire. I like that because some people, like you said, it do get hard like to switch over. Do you listen to a lot of reggae?
Surprisingly, yeah. Like I like Bob Marley. Well, I wouldn't consider everything that I'm about to say reggae. Let me just put a disclaimer because I know people might chop me up in the comments. But
yeah.
I like Afro beats. I like reggae. I like Burna Boy, Wizkid, DeVito, Shensia.
She's fire. She's fire.
Yeah, she. Ooh. Yeah, Jada Kingdom, Popgun. Yeah, I like Island Vibes.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think Island Vibes definitely took another step once the Afro genre came in, and it's like because like for a while it kind of seemed like it just was more so like dance hall, because prior it was the reggae original, like your Sizzlers and I Wings and Wayne Wonders, and that was the vibe like growing up. And then we kind of got that dance hall more so with Beanie Man and Elephant Man as they started doing their thing. And then for a while it just felt like it was just dance hall, and then Afro beats come in and it's like slows it down a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah, it brought a whole nother element to that style of music that, you know, now you even finding people that's in the U.S. market that's trying to segue over and, you know what I mean, tap into that market.
It's a bigger market, because I don't want to say this, but based off the charts, hip hop is dying.
It is crazy. Like just last night, I was right before I went to sleep. I looked at my phone and I seen that mugshot. I'm just like, wait, what? And it's like one after another, after another, after another. Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I ain't even want to say too much on that, but like I seen it, I'm like, man, because I was the first 13 minutes ago. Like I was like, man, look.
I was trying to figure out if it was real because it wasn't it wasn't no description. It was just a picture. I'm like, is this fake?
Nah, it is real. And then it's like as time goes by, more start to unfold. I'm like, man.
I'm like, where is hip hop going? Like, where's rap going right now?
People ain't making enough money or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that with Dirk. I say, like, you know, it's easy to get caught up in certain activities when you got certain people. You don't fully stop, you know.
Yeah. The element is around.
Yeah, you know, and it gets hard when you that person and then everybody counting on you to put them on, and you don't. It get tricky, dog.
Yeah, you can pull different directions for different things. You got to be corporate and you got to kind of be in the street at the same time for different reasons.
Yeah, streets ain't worth it.
Yeah. Now, honestly, just looking back at like the past 2 years, I'm like, yo, I don't see the reason to even try and do it nowadays. Like, if you get your window to get out of that, go. Like, take off.
Yeah, you gotta go legit, because I'm telling you, it's so many, like, you can't sneeze without getting caught on camera. Yeah. So it's like, why the fuck?
You walk by a Tesla, you on camera. It's that simple. And then how many people got a Tesla nowadays?
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I just stick to what's gonna get you out, because now this stuff ain't gonna pan out all the way.
So how do you deal with, like, you know, as far as like working on music, is there ever any like distractions or things? Like, how do you deal with distractions as far as staying focused on the main prize?
There's always distractions. Life is distracting
as hell.
How I put it, it depends on what needs to be done. But usually, like, I'm locked in. Like, a lot of things don't really get to me. I don't really care about stuff unless it's pertaining to money or unless it's aligning with what I have going on. So, you know, it's, and then my phone stays on do not disturb too, so that helps.
So you're able to block out the sounds then? Yeah, you put it on that do not disturb.
Hey, if I got a deadline, I got a deadline.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll be in the booth and I got a little, I record. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a conversation. I had the boy Soul up here one time, and I was telling him, like, that life and distractions, like, it could be as simple as, like, all right, when I get to the crib, I'm gonna work on this project, this song, or whatever, this beat. And then as soon as you get working, yo, you busy? Yeah, I'm kind of working on something, but wow, what's up? Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah, temptation is always out there, but you just gotta understand what you're in it for, what the long goal is, because I don't trust a lot of things, but I trust my vision and myself and what I can do and what's in my control. So if I allow anything to throw me off, then that's on me, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into if I agree to, let's say, oh yeah, we going out to it. you waste your time going all the way to Miami or whatever, and they not even on nothing, and everybody, you know what I mean? Like I've been there, done that. So
yeah, you find yourself in a room, everybody sitting there looking at their phones, and you like, damn, did I really pop out to do this with y'all?
you doing nothing. I'd rather be home.
Yeah, getting something done.
Yeah, that's lately what I've been on. Just rather be home, out the way, and unless it's like making sense to what I got going on, then I'll just be home.
Yeah, I get that. I'm the same way, honestly. I don't pop out as much, and I get invites to go to places, but I'm like, all right, unless it's something that for sure, like you said, pertaining to this, something that I gotta go for, then I'll go. But other than that, I'd rather be at home because time is precious to me.
You cannot get that time back.
Nah, you really can't. So I had and to kind of like highlight that topic, right? So I had another producer on here one time, and he said something that, and I felt it because I've experienced it on the music side. And he was saying even in like certain relationships, depending on who your partner is, like you can find yourself having a hard time creating because of the whatever that energy is between you and your partner.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of that because a lot of what we do, we have to. It starts with a feeling, and if my feelings are all over the place, I'm not gonna want to create. I get an argument with Shawty and studio. What I'm over with. Now I got to take a nap and reset or something, and hopefully she don't say. But I'm single now. Yeah. But I'm just saying when it could get like that. It's hard to balance.
Yeah,
it's really hard to balance, but it's all about making sure she's on the same page as you, because a lot of women, they not cut to deal with anybody who does the music. Yeah. It's like, imagine like you coming in at 6 and she waking up to go to work at 6. It's been like that.
Yeah.
And on any other situations, anybody like, what the? But if you understand that, you got that trust in your individual, and okay, he's doing this for us, it could work out. But yeah, it ain't easy. Like, I feel like people, they fantasize about the idea, but until you get the real deal, okay, this is what I'm on, this is what actually.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that wholeheartedly. So, I wanted to touch base on another thing, right? So as far as like with making beats, where do you start at? Like, where is your starting point? I know you said it's a feeling or emotion, but is there a certain sound or instrument that you usually go to? Or is it a sample? Like, what's your mojo as far as getting started?
It depends. I know I don't really start with drums, so it's mainly instruments. And it depends on the vibe. Recently, I've been more collaborating with like my producers or whatever, giving them a extension of my network so they could get some placements or whatever. So I'll just I don't just blindly cook up like who needs what.
Yeah.
If I'm in the headspace to even do that, I'm like, all right, all right, cool, and I like to do it in the studio with the artist now, so I know I'm not wasting time and energy. So, nowadays it's just more of a collaborative effort. And then if I gotta add little pianos or synths or strings or whatever. But to answer your question, I really let my producers handle the starting on the melody, more than anything.
Okay. So it's because I know you said sometimes you got to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, right? And me knowing you so far, I know you kind of lead a lot of people. You know what I mean? So how do you balance that as far as like, people that's trying to get in touch with you, but also locking in on what you're doing? Like, as far as instructing everybody how to move, what we doing, and keeping everybody on track on what the main goal is.
So I try to put myself like office hours in a sense, because if not, I'm gonna get burnt out naturally. So if I know I'm going to do this for like an hour or 2 hours, this is what I'm doing. I don't care about anything else. If I'm going to answer phones and see what's the move is, then that's what I'm going to do. But usually I'll just put things into play, and then if it's not pertaining to anything, I'm not about to answer it. Not about to answer the phone. And it gets crazy too, because I'll get phone calls at 5 in the morning, like 6 in the morning, because I'm not just serving people in the East Coast, it's West Coast too. So I'll be on the phone with an A&R out in LA, you know what I mean? He 3 hours behind, you know, it's just 3 to him. It's just 3 or 2. It's 5, 6 in the morning. Hey, yo, what's up? Hey, yo, I need beats for Trippy Red. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to break it down, because I know like mental health is everything, and if you don't get your sleep, then you're not gonna last in this game.
That's what I'm learning. But you know, it's funny because for a long time I feel like that was the thing that was kind of portrayed with music, that people were just vampires. They up all night. You know what I'm saying? They sleep a couple hours in the morning.
That's because they on drugs.
Yeah.
I'm raw with life. I ain't on no weed, no Percocet, no Red Bull, no nothing. I'm it's just me.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, yeah, I can't be like I've done my blocks, you know, like I done slept in studios, you know, chasing this dream and, you know, different things like that. But, you know, it just has to be the right, you know, setting. It has to, we have to be doing something. I'm not here to mess around. You know, I'm here to get shit done.
That's how I am when it comes to the studio. Like, I remember I was in this one studio session with a collective of rappers and producers, and we was there for my dog's birthday. He's a producer, and you know, he just wanted to come and cook up with the homies and stuff like that. And you know, we get in there, and it's like 8-hour block. So I'm like, all right, cool. We in here for 8 hours. I'm just in my mind like, what the fuck we gonna make? I know it's gonna be crazy. And like, I just realized my process in the studio is different than a lot of other people in the studio. So, you know, first 45 minutes is just talking, people getting to know each other. I'm like, all right, cool. This what's up. Yeah, okay, cool. Then they finally put on a beat. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, let's go. Dude's practicing the hook. Okay, cool. How does it sound? Yeah, it sound good. Do it in there. do it in the booth on that microphone, and you press record, and let's start. Because a lot of people will sit back and chill. You know, whether they're gambling, whether they
look,
you know, shooting the shit.
The studio is not a party. Do not come if that's what you want, man. At least not with me. If it's gonna be that vibe, you know, because I like to make it fun. Sometimes, but I have fun working. Something has to get done. I'm not sitting here trying to go beat for beat or have these aux cable battles with folks. Like, bro, like, if we here, like, let's do something. Like, it's not for nothing. I don't know. People just come to the studio, you know, sometimes just smoke it up like it's a trap or something. Like, bro, like, microphone, Pro Tools. Put something in motion, you know. It's very simple.
No, that's facts, honestly. But you'd be like so, for example, like me, I'm a morning person. Not like early morning, but like I like to get in like 11 o'clock. That's the time I usually like to go in to record. And I just look at it like, once I know like my producer, like my engineer's schedule time, like, okay, you usually get to the studio around 10 a.m. Okay, I'll come in at 11. I get that first hour to just vibe, whatever. If you got a session before me, kind of get the wheels rolling, and then I come in. You get what I'm saying? Rather than coming in on the tail end, 8, 9 o'clock, 10, 12.
They done beat out.
They burnt out. They hungry. They ready to go wash their ass. Like,
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm finna come in and record for 2 hours. So I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna get the best person out of him.
Nah, definitely not. You gonna be slow with that record. Like,
yeah.
Hey, run me back. 10 seconds later. Yeah, go home.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about the punch-in method?
I'm loving it.
You love it? Okay, cool.
Sensational, but it's not good. It's not for everybody. I say, me personally, when I started, when you write and you record, sometimes it comes off as you like reading off a piece of paper. So it's a difference from I'm in a red bus.
Yeah.
I'm in a red, but it's a different energy. So once I switched over and I'm like, man, I already wrote it in my head. So I got in the habit of just laying it down brick by brick, you know, and I haven't wrote a song since.
So how long has that been, would you say?
Now there's some songs I write, but that one song that you seen on my Instagram with Certified PSA, I wrote that on a plane, on a flight actually down here. But yeah, other than that, and I wrote that 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like I'll write sometimes, but it's like I don't. A lot of my songs has been off the dome for the most part. Yeah. What I have done recently too, I'll write down a lot of concepts or like a witty bar or something that I could make a song out of, like some crazy something crazy might happen. I'm like, let me put that in my notes. So I got a whole list of concepts I could get jiggy with later. So
I'm a concept person. Like that's probably the first thing, that and the pattern. Before words ever even get to me, I'll be hearing something like, and come up with a type of pattern or a pocket that I want to go off of it, and then I'll find the words later.
Yeah, the Tory Lanez approach.
Yeah, that's more so how it is, and you know, everybody's different. You know,
they call that top lining.
Oh, that's what they call it?
Yeah, when you get the melody first and you don't have the lyrics per se, but you got the melody, and then they go back and fit the words in. Top lining.
Yeah, I seen I think it was Rollo. His style, he do it.
Yeah.
And he'll do the whole song though, which I never did that before. Like he'll do that the whole song, and then
them boys different. I'll say that much. Like
when I heard that method, I'm like, wait, what? And he just goes back and he just replaces it with words part by part until the whole song is done.
Yeah.
Like, God damn.
Like ninjas like that, they make use of their time.
Yeah.
You know, like even with Doug, like he'll playlist everything and he'll make sure that like he knows everything that he recorded. So it's like it'd be like crazy process with. I've seen a lot of different people like record, and it always gave me different ideas. And then, you know, it's different for me too, because I'm not just an artist, I'm a producer, and I know how to do the engineering too. So I'm looking at how they record and then what the engineer's doing, and it gives me different ideas. Everybody, they got their own little sauce, you know.
What was the most unique process you've ever seen somebody in the studio? Like where you seen them and you like, oh, that's how they do it? Like caught you off guard maybe?
It's a wild one, but I was recording. You know who Hood Brat is?
Yeah.
Right. I had a session with her. I pulled up at her crib or whatever. We'd make the beat, bounce the beat in Pro Tools, and then we'd like go back and forth like between the beat in FL Studio and Pro Tools. Like it's just I can't explain it. Like I'm like, I've never done this with anybody, so it was just wild. But yeah, I think that was like the most. I'm like, I've never seen nobody do this. Like she getting it done, but I'm like, damn, like this is definitely not something that I'm used to. For sure. I'm not used to that at all. The bouncing between the sessions at all.
But what was the purpose of it though?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. I just remember we got the beat here. Throw it in there. She record. Then I switch the beat up in FL Studio. Throw it back in.
Yeah.
do it. Like, it was just.
So the song kept evolving, basically. Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of that one. Like I don't, let's say like if I find a beat and let's say it's a sample, but some producers like they kind of like put too much of the sample, and it's like I don't need all that.
You just need the sweet point,
and then let me get this little area right here where I can just rap over it without the sample over talking me, and then bring it back in. So I'll rearrange a beat if I had to, and I'll tell my engineer, like, so that's gonna be the hook right here. Just go ahead and cut that. Then let me get 16 right here, and go ahead and bring that thing right back here for this much, and then I'm gonna do this. And
that boy getting surgical with it.
Now sometimes you got to
though.
Yeah, because the song
it has to fit. It has to fit you, because at the end of the day, you'll be the one performing, and you know, so it has to be tailored to you.
Nah, yeah, got to, man. Like I did that maybe like twice, 2-3 times, where I found a beat sample is too long, and I'm just like, all right, why is it this long? Like, who's gonna rap over this? Ain't nobody rapping over this.
Shoot.
But it's a art though. It's beautiful.
Nah.
But it's just that sample too long. Like,
a lot of producers, shout out to y'all, you need to work on your arrangement.
Oh yeah.
You need to work on your arrangement. That's one of the cheat codes that I had to figure out early in the game. Is like, you could have like a hit record, but that arrangement ain't good. If it got a long ass intro, you only got for the first 15 seconds for real. Not even really 15 seconds. You really got a good little 5 seconds to capture the artist when they play that beat. So like, you gotta get to the point. You know, I teach my producers. I say, hey, like if I listen to your beat, like, I'd have to know as an artist when the hook comes in, the verse comes in, like, I should know that without having to call you
and say, yo, what a hook at?
Yeah,
I don't know. Is this the hook right here from this time to this time? Cause
come on now.
Yeah, and then some people, I don't know. Some people grew up during the Kanye. You know, Kanye. Some of his beats had a build up. You know what I mean? Like if you say like all of the lights, you know what I mean? You hear the instruments coming in, but it's because he's layering the song out, and he's layering it with vocals and instruments, and so it's a whole movie
cinematic, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you come across certain producers where they build up for their intros about 35 to 40 seconds before you even get to, and you like, hold on, how long am I supposed to sit here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm supposed to be saying through all this, like,
you'll achieve more with doing less sometimes, and not in a bad way, but you know, like, I learned I had to dumb it down, like, because not everybody's gonna think like me. So I'm like, hey, get to the point.
Yeah.
Just get the job done, and make it clear, crystal. Like, I'm talking to you, and we're using words that are English.
Direct.
I'm not speaking Ebonics. You know, like, just apply that with everything that you do. Like, and sometimes, you know, add your sauce to it, but no matter what, just get the job done. Get the job done.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, I'm trying to put numbers on the board. I ain't trying to confuse people. Like,
yeah,
that's not what I'm in the game for.
So what's important to you right now as far as like everything that you got going on? What are your like main things you focused on?
Peace. Peace, self-care. Like, lately it's just been stuff outside of music, you know? Like I've been doing this for a while, so right now it's not even really about the music anymore. Like, sometimes you have to focus on things outside of the music so that can flourish even more. So that's what I've been working on. Just, you know, rebranding, getting more organized on the business, and just, you know, growing. Because I do a lot of other things outside of just producing. You know, I help artists with their campaigns, marketing, distribution, just whatever that needs to be done. Like, for instance, like, I got an artist I'm working with, his name Dougie Cash, and he said he wanted to work with Scott Storch. That was one of his top producers, and I somehow I had the link, so I said, cool, like let me. And last week he cooked up with that boy. You know what I mean? So I do stuff like that on the behind the scenes for artists and producers that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily know. But yeah, just stuff like that for real.
That's fire though.
Yeah, just really just being a playmaker more than anything, just being playmaker and executioner.
Okay. So this is one of the questions I always love to ask because, you know, through the process of music, everybody see the glitz and the glamour, but of course there's a dark side. There's a mental side to this whole thing. So I want to know, like, what would you say was a hard time for you in your process and journey in this music game?
Yeah. A hard time for me. I had a deal that fell through. If I'm gonna be completely transparent,
Yeah.
I had a deal that fell through. It was a multi-million-dollar deal, and it fell through, and that shit hurt my soul.
Damn.
Cause I was structuring my life a certain way, and it fell through not because of me or anything, just, you know, the people involved in the deal and what they had going on. You know, it fell through. So that was hard. And then like everything that I was working, because I was in that situation for a couple years, but everything that I was working on in that situation, it wasn't really coming to light, and I was getting promised a lot of different things, you know what I mean? And I had damn near like 3 to 5 albums worth of material. So imagine, you know, you up till 3, 4 in the morning some nights, you grinding, you know, you playing your part, you going here, going there, and then you know, everybody just looking at you, and then you're like, dang, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I don't really got, you know, I'm not even supposed to be where I'm at right now. I'm supposed to be boom. But with that, I say everything is just God's timing, because looking back on it, I wouldn't want it. Strictly because I'm a firm believer that wasn't the way. That wasn't the right. I wasn't supposed to win in that way, if that makes sense. Like sometimes he'll show you, or just to say, oh, you raw, but you're not gonna win with these people, because it's not for you to win in this situation. But I do see you though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it took, and it was bittersweet too. Like it was real bittersweet, because that was like one of the highest like moments I've ever been like meeting people I've never met before, and just doing things I've never done before, like just living a high life. But like I said, you know, when it's for you, it's for you. So I'm not really tripping about it now, because I understand like what it takes to get in the room. And I've been in the room before, and I've been, you know, talked about as far as like, all right, cool, like they like these tracks or whatever. So yeah, that was a hard part. But I got the knowledge, so I don't look at it as a bad thing, you know. I didn't necessarily lose in a sense, because if it would have went a different way, who's to say that it would have went good, and for how long?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so you know, now I'm in a better situation to me, because I know what's going on, and I could call different plays, and I got more of partnerships with folks than it's more of a like, oh, I'm signed to you and I'm in the blind. Like, nah, like I know what's going on, and I'm the boss of what I got going on, and I got a team of bosses, and you know, we moving a little bit different, and I'm just going to get stronger every day.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Like, I feel like everybody gets a sign to show that, you know, you walking in the right path.
Yeah.
And the way I always look at life is this levels like a video game in a sense. You know what I mean? There's certain things and road and obstacles you're gonna get faced, and some things is for you to go through just so you can learn from it, right? And then it's up to you to apply it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
And
facts.
some cases, you know, some people don't learn. They tend to beat their head a couple times on that wall, and you just say, damn, why they keep making that same mistake? And they kind of get stuck in this level. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like right now, like it's more important than ever, especially in that longevity process of making sure like that your inner camp, everything is good, running smooth, communications running smooth, the mental, you know what I'm saying? That's important as hell. Like,
Yeah.
that mental side, people downplay it a lot,
Yeah.
especially in, you know, in our demographic, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that is just do shine light on.
It's hard. You don't have a safe space a lot of the times being a black man.
That's right.
And as far as like the mental side on the music tip, yo, you will you will fry yourself mentally
Yeah.
if you don't, you know, take care of yourself. Like I put in my time and my work, like a lot of late nights and stuff like that, and it gets hard. You feel me? So I say, you know, with the producers, definitely make sure you meditate, exercise, and all that is very important. And just be more balanced. You know, it's not what's for you is for you is not gonna go anywhere. Yeah.
That's some real stuff right there. I had a homie of mine's, Q Banks. He give like these Q tips, and his today was your race is your race. Like what's for you is for you. You can't be hell bent on looking at somebody else and seeing what they got going on. You know, when you hit the finish line, that's when you hit the finish line.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true because a lot of the folks like you'll get dissatisfied if you keep looking at other folks and nobody necessarily knows what's going on behind the scenes, you know. And a lot of things too, like a lot of people, they're not going to show the bad shit. They're only going to show the highlights, which I can understand, but it's a lot of success isn't linear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be like this. It's never going to be like
straight up
that. Yeah. You know, just as many times as that person won, guess how many times they lost. I'm a firm believer. If you want to be a great winner, you have to be a great loser.
Oh, that's facts. Yeah.
If you can't learn from, you got to turn this into a lesson.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's lessons in the losses. Like
every single time.
Yeah.
That's why I don't feel bad about 99.9% of everything I went through, because it's like, all right, cool. As long as I learn from it, or I'm aware, I'm like, all right, you know, it's small pebbles to a giant, you know.
That's facts. So tell me, what's some stuff you got in the works that you got coming up?
Right now, I was just talking to the team, thinking about putting an instrumental tape together. I'm working on a little EP. I don't know what the name of it is yet, but I've got a lot of tracks already done for it. Been working with a lot of different artists, features and whatnot, ghostwriting. But yeah, other than that, it's just really been locking in with artists, and really getting these beats off. I got thousands of beats, so nowadays it's not necessarily about me cooking up. It's more so, all right, like, let's get it to the public. Let's, you know,
finding a home for the beats.
Exactly, and figure out who's gonna do it justice. And really, breaking artists, that's the next frontier with me. I've been working with a few female artists is the wave. So,
no, most definitely. Right now, they taking over.
I got working with C Porche.
Mm-hmm.
Be on the lookout for her.
Oh yeah.
Angel, you don't know about her yet, but she raw. Boss Lady.
I heard
That's
that one.
bossy. She out in Orlando. Shout out to AK. 500,000, and then there's another one that I'm working with. She's an artist, but she's also a dope producer and a DJ. She my dog. Her name Noni V. But yeah, that's really one of the main things that I need to separate myself. I never really had a artist that I broke. You know, like I've had people that I've worked a lot with, but you know, people don't look at me and say, "Oh, like you know, I'll work with somebody for a period of time and then it'd be kind of over with." But I want to be able to create a sound with somebody. That'll be one of the next things that I do for sure.
I honestly do think that's one of the most important things when it comes to artists that's coming up. A lot of artists nowadays, they tend to just, you know, surf the web, find producers on there, and because of that, you kind of have a sound all over the place. You don't have like
it's not cohesive,
sound.
yeah, and that's, you know, I can't say do what works because I'm against it. Y'all got to stop doing that shit. I don't like it. Like, there be so much raw, like, talent right next to you, and you going on YouTube. Like, I'll be in the situations. It don't happen to me no more, for real. But, like, I remember when I was starting off engineering, and they say, hey, you make beats? I'm like, yeah, I play some beats. Like, damn, that's hard. Can you pull up YouTube? I'm like,
what?
It's always backwards to me because I'm like, bro, like a lot of folks, you're not even you don't know what this producer look like.
Yeah, that's facts.
I am sitting right next to you, black just like you know, got better sounding beats.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, you know, it's a lot of value with having a connection with the person who's making the sound for your vocals.
Yeah.
Because it's not just your vocals, it's your vocals and an instrumental. So why wouldn't I get to know you? Like, maybe we could build. So I don't know. That's just me. I don't think people really think how they should think when it comes to this. There's play people, and then there's people who got some foresight and vision. So
yeah, honestly, I think I seen Young Chop. He said that in an interview too. I think that was one of the first producers I heard come out and say, like, you know, as far as advice for a young producer coming in the game, is finding an artist and just basically, you know, cultivating them and just showing them like, hey, we're gonna make this together. We're gonna make the sound grow, and then until it takes off, and then, you know, we're pioneers at that point.
Yeah, bro, like 1,000%. Like it takes trust more than anything. It takes trust, and then because I've tried doing it before, but it doesn't always work because you know, yeah, you know, but yeah, like more than anything, bro, just be original, bro. Like I'm such a original person. Like, you gotta be original.
Yeah.
Like, you don't gotta sit here and do too much. Just yeah.
I fuck with that. All right, so where can they find you at?
Great question. You can find me Instagram, nitrose.beats, NITROSE.beats. YouTube, Nitrose the Prodigy, NITROSETHEPRODIGY. Twitter, The Real Nitrose, DA Real REAL Nitrose. Am I missing anything?
You on TikTok? You already said that?
TikTok, yeah. Man, my TikTok, I don't even think I got hacked, but I think I signed out. So I got 2 TikToks now. I got Nitrose, and then I got Nitrose.beats. The newer one is Nitrose.beats.
Okay.
I'm on SoundCloud too. Nobody care about no SoundCloud.
You never know, they might make a comeback.
They are though,
Yeah.
like slowly but surely. But I'm on SoundCloud too. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Don't follow me on Facebook, please. For old folks, please don't follow me on Facebook.
Oh man.
My LinkedIn. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm having fun. Don't mind me.
But definitely hit the notification bell on his YouTube channel also. So anytime he dropping something, you get that alert straight to your phone. Also follow A2A.podcast on all platforms from Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And we also on Spotify too. You could check out the podcast on there. And if you need any help as far as starting your own podcast, you need 4K cameras, great lighting, great location, hit us up. We got you at the AB Club Studios.